Hi, it's Jim Gunther here at the I'm First, and very happy to be a part of this newsletter. And I wanted to share a recipe with you today that we make for breakfast. I'm going to show you part of that. It's called cheese fritters. It's really important that you use a wide variety of cheeses. For us, we're going to start with Gruyere. We have about 4 ounces of shredded Gruyere here that's going into the bowl. We're going to follow that up with another 2 ounces of cheddar cheese. And I like to add a little bit of pepper jack cheese. It gives it a little bit of piquancy, a little bit of peppery taste to the cheese mixture as well. I'm adding in approximately 1 tablespoon of flour, 1 teaspoon of salt, black pepper, and I grated some fresh nutmeg. Now you can use powdered nutmeg, but I like to buy those little seeds and kind of just scrape them down until I get what I need, which is about a half a teaspoon. The last thing I'm going to add in here is an egg and some white wine. You can use any white wine. If you don't have any white wine, you can always use white vermouth will work. What you're trying to do is just add a little bit of flavor to this with that white wine. Something that you enjoy drinking at home. Something that you wouldn't mind tasting just a hint of. Sometimes during the summer, I like to use rosé. That really adds a nice floral texture to this as well in terms of the flavor. Add that in and 1 whole egg. Interesting with the eggs that we do here, we keep our eggs at room temperature. Especially, it's much easier to crack, get them open, and sometimes you need to separate those egg whites out. And if the eggs are at room temperature, they separate much more easily. I'm just going to take my hand in here and mix this all together. You really want to get a lovely little texture in here. Now you need some frying oil, as I have here. It has to be at least 375 degrees, but not above 400. What I have here is about a cup of flour. A cup of flour and just a little ice cream scoop. I like to take these, scoop them out, put them into the flour. Just toss them around a little bit till they get covered. This is going to help create a really nice crust on top of these. Roll them down a little bit and very carefully drop them into the hot oil. I'm going to fry these in the oil for about a minute. It really is just to create a nice brown crust on the outside, but also give that time for the cheese mixture on the inside to melt and become really oozy. What you want to be able to do is cut it open and watch that cheese kind of melt out onto the plate. Now, before these are done, I've made some basil oil. And basil oil is very basic and very simple. It's a cup of olive oil and a handful of basil leaves into the blender. And I just blend it up till it's refined down, and then I pour it through cheesecloth, and I save the green. I want the color and the flavor. You can use this with cilantro. You can use this with parsley. A lot of your leafy green herbs can be used to make any kind of oil. That's what's really nice, is you can play with the flavors here. As you can see, these are floated to the top, which tells me they're nice and light and airy, which means they're properly cooked. We'll bring them in. Just going to drain them ever so briefly. And here you have your cheese fritters with basil oil.